Welcome back to Vizaural Music, the music podcast where we talk about music that we found on Bandcamp, SoundCloud, that was sent in by listeners just like you. You can always contact us at vizaralmusic@gmail.com. Go on to Twitter and just type in Vizaural Music. You should find us there. We have a YouTube channel as well. Just, you know how the internet works, so figure it out. As always, my name is Ryan. I'm joined by Craig.
Yo, yo, yo.
And Angel.
Also, yo.
So, gentlemen, it's been a hot minute in this world since we were together for an episode. So, Craig, what's been happening in your life before we get to these hot, sweaty jams?
Well, it's been hot, sweaty here. Summer finally arrived in Massachusetts pretty much right on the 4th of July when we had a party with a bunch of people. A nice little vegan potluck with a lot of beer, and it was about 95 degrees and just as humid, and we all died.
I just want you to know that I think every introduction we've done on this show, you've given us a breakdown of the weather.
Oh yeah, I'm a dad, man. That's what dads do.
Fair enough.
Like, there was a thunderstorm coming in a few weeks ago, and I sat outside and just watched it roll in. That's true, and it was amazing.
I knew it was coming because my foot got really large. That's how I know when storms are coming.
No, I look at the radar and watch giant dark clouds come in from a direction where rain was already falling.
Well, if you're going to believe the mainstream news and not my foot, then fine. How about you, Adele? What have you been up to?
Yeah, how's the weather been in your weck of the nuds?
Oh, that was good. It's California. It's always good. Southern California, it's always good.
Exciting. This is some intro, guys.
I don't know. Who cares about the weather?
Yeah, that is true.
I do. I'm a dad, man. Ryan, you should care about the weather.
I do, but I live in California, so it's always good.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, well, let's get to some hot jams, because I'm sure we're going to have a lot to say about these 7 tracks that we've got for you today. This very first track is from a band called Eyedrops with their Oooh DP. I'm pretty sure I found this one. I'm not pretty sure I am sure.
Sure.
And in fact, both of the episodes, both this episode and the episode you're going to see in 2 weeks, are going to start off with a track from this record label, which does Craig's favorite type of music, some sweet-ass future funk vaporwave. But I really like this track. It's got some great, obviously like 80s retro stuff, as a lot of this stuff is going to pull from. But it's got a really cool 808 kind of drum track. It's got some nice spots where I like when the vocals and the bass line kick in and they're kind of dueling together. So what'd you think of this, Angel, before we hear Craig's whiny nonsense?
As always, I liked it. At first I was kind of I thought it was just okay. Sometimes it seems like with some of this vaporwave future funk stuff, it seems like the artist sometimes just kind of drags a bar for like 3 minutes.
Sure. I mean, you're just extending like the best part of a sample or a song. You're like, I'm gonna hear this hook over and over.
Yeah. But like you said, when it starts to kick in, it gets really good. And it also has some really good saxophone, which I think really like plays into the whole 80s love that this genre kind of has going on.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Craig, you loved it.
Oh, of course.
Case closed.
Yeah, it's the best track I've ever heard. Yeah. No. So here's my problem with this stuff. My major issue, and it's not that it's bad. It's just that it's all sort of the same. Like, you could give me 10 different songs from 10 different artists, and I'd be these are all the same song from the same person. And I'm pretty sure actually in the past 10 weeks of you putting up one of these tracks, it's all been the same track and it's all been the same person making this. So
wrong.
No, I'm pretty sure that's true.
Wrong.
No. That's true.
Well,
and it's funny for me to say that as a lover of sad bastard music, where it all sounds the same and
It all sounds sad.
no different from one track to the next. But still, come
but
on.
it's fun. I mean, you go to a dance club. It's not. I mean, if someone just told me, oh, this is a whole set by the same artist, or it's just obviously a mix like a DJ set. What does it matter if it's all good dancey stuff and you're having a good time?
Yeah, you know me, Mr.
You love
Dance
the club?
Club himself.
The most out of all three of us, for sure.
Oh
Definitely.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
So I was doing a little bit of light research on this genre of music, and apparently there's a subgenre called Simpsons Wave.
Oh
No.
my God!
It's awesome.
Wait, what
It's
is it?
really good.
Is it just future funk with Simpson samples?
Yes, and it's also primarily on YouTube, so they cut it up with video too.
Oh, Craig.
Dude, it's
In
awesome.
a future episode,
It's so good.
You're going to be getting some Simpson wave up in here.
I mean, I'd probably be a lot more inclined to enjoy that, as long as it's from like the first 8 seasons of The Simpsons.
Oh, it is.
as
I'm
opposed to
personally a big
last
fan of seasons
22.
20 through 29 or whatever they're on right now.
Aren't they on like 30 something?
Are they? Ugh.
They've got to be close.
Yeah.
Those are really the best seasons. I mean, the
Yeah,
last
they
10
really
was better,
hit their-
right? The animations
Yeah, they really
with
hit their
computers.
stride.
I honestly, I don't think I've seen an episode of The Simpsons, like old or new, since I would say 2008.
Wow.
And I could still probably watch the first like 8 to 10 seasons and know every single line of every single episode. It's insane.
Oh yeah, I mean, we all listen to other podcasts and know people too who it's like I think our whole generation just grows up speaking Simpsons. Like you could just drop those Simpson quotes in any conversation, and certain people are just always going to pick up on it. And yeah, we're just part of that too.
I think
Yeah,
we're all going to
unlike
be...
this vaporwave stuff where we should not be dropping it in any conversation.
Well, this next band, I guarantee you do want to see them pop up in a conversation. That was a good transition, right, guys?
was all right.
I'll give you that.
Okay.
I'll give it a B minus.
Very good. This is from a Santa Fe act called Holy Contour with their track It Is Lo Que Es.
It's a glow, it's a wash. It's golden blossoming, hardship lessened. Hardship reckonedness, hardship blessedness. It's deep breathed inspiration. Glowing, buzzing, control surrendering. Dynamite of delight. The ecstasy of the saints.
I found this one as well, and I just I really liked how odd it was. The mixing of things that I didn't quite know if it was on purpose or if it was like the limitations of their kind of recording techniques or songwriting abilities, but it's kind of lo-fi, but not lo-fi in the recording quality. Obviously, it's a pretty clean sounding recording. It sounds pretty good, but it's kind of just limited in the instrumentation. It's psychedelic sounding, but I don't think it's intended to be. Just like the vocals are kind of odd, and the limited instrumentation on it kind of adds to that odd character. The vocals, they fit, even though they're a bit weird and they're kind of creative. So I'm interested to see what you guys thought of this. So Craig, this is more up your alley. It's not exactly sad bastard music, but it's, singer songwriter, someone. I imagine someone sitting out in the desert of Santa Fe writing these kind of crazy songs. So what'd you think?
Okay, so I'm going to be a little negative on this track alone, but the rest of the stuff that I listened to from them was fantastic. So this track in particular, it just kind of felt like one of those placeholder transition songs that happened, like in so many different indie concept albums from back in the day, where it would just be kind of a gap, a bridge or a stop gap from one section to the next. That's not to say it was bad, but I was just waiting for this track for something more to kind of happen, which was basically the rest of the album, and I really loved that. Like their cover of "Kick Out the Jams" might have been the best cover of that I've ever heard, because it was very stupid and perfect at the same time, which is pretty much what "Kick Out the Jams" is all about.
Yeah, that is a good track.
Yeah, like the whole thing, like you're saying, it kind of toes that line between kind of jokey, like that it's one big joke, and like perfect art rock. And I think that's a hard line toe, like to do art rock without coming off as pretentious, but also not coming off as just kind of taking the piss out of it.
Sure.
And so it was great, and I really liked that. And so if we're gonna get songs like this and have to do a vaporwave track, I might be okay with that.
All right. Well, how about you, Anil?
I was pretty neutral on the song personally. Not really. I guess this just wasn't really my type of song. So I didn't think it was like really bad or anything. But I wasn't really like. I think I listened to it only twice, and I wasn't like bowled over by it too much. It was okay though.
Did you listen to the Kick Out the Jams cover though?
I didn't even notice that was there because I definitely would have listened to it. Now I'm interested in listening to that.
We should just pause the recording and have you listen to it now.
I do want to hear that actually.
Yeah, so obviously
maybe we can do an addendum at the end.
we'll have the link there, of course. Like with all these tracks, you can just go onto our website and you can find that album and go find that specific track on there. But I think that it's an interesting record. It's worth checking out.
I'm trying to think. I feel like didn't Jeff Buckley do a cover of Kick Out the Jams too?
Didn't everyone do a cover of Kick Out the Jams?
It was a cover. Everybody has done a cover of Kick Out the Jams and Hallelujah.
I'm surprised the Soucis didn't do a cover of Kick Out the Jams.
What we need to do is have a mashup of Hallelujah and Kick Out the Jams. Now that's a vaporwave track that I would listen to.
Speaking of the Soucis, someone did email me trying to get a cassette copy of the Soucis, but I said, "Oh no, there isn't any." I'm sorry.
Really?
So it was in Berlin too. So
what? That's
yeah,
very interesting.
Yeah,
wow, Hungy, go over to Berlin and. I was going to say something awful, but I'm not going to.
Okay, good.
This next band definitely wouldn't say something awful if they went to Berlin. This is
Jesus.
a Montreal, Quebec act called Coatseller with their track Dover.
Or is it just a floating feather? I'm not sure. But it was brighter than sunlight.
So, Hungy, this was one of your finds, so start us off.
So this is just one dude, and I know that because I found out that he has a YouTube channel, and it's really cool actually because he did a series where he did a video on each track from this album before the album came out, showing how he did it. And this guy is like super. He's very interesting. He just has all these instruments and he plays them all and he just piles on, and then it just all comes out into this really great song. Mm-hmm. I really like the song a lot. It's a favorite of mine. I really like the intro. It has a really nice little like mellotron flute sound. The vocals are really good. I just really liked it. It has a really great lyric in it that says, I think it's like, was it love or was it just the sunny weather?
Yeah.
Which I thought
There's
was like an amazing
lyric.
I thought that was so good. It was great.
I actually wrote down, one day I'll be the only star, which sounded so depressing.
Yeah.
I don't know why that line just sounded so pathetic. Like,
but also
maybe not pathetic,
beautiful.
but just like, this kind of mix of a lost love, or not even sure if it is love, and it's really, really well done. I'm gonna have to go check out that YouTube channel because I do want to see like how he put it all together, because it's lush. I feel like this is a band that could be huge. It's kind of like it had a slight vibe of a car seat headrest, who got huge after just making little bedroom recordings and doing it all himself, and then eventually got signed on to Matador and then had a whole band, and I feel like those whole band records really brought to life his ideas, and I wonder if that would work for this act as well. That he obviously has the great songwriting, he's got the lyrics, he understands how to make a song and put all the pieces together. Now you just need a full act to make it a reality. How about you, Craig?
Yeah, so I do not know when Hungy added this to the playlist, but I feel, even if it wasn't added late in the mix, that it still become some sort of tribute to the death of the father of Bossa Nova, because the background rhythm had just that slowed down, cheesy Casio Bossa Nova beat, that was fantastic, and I like that. So I'm pretty sure it was just accidental and a coincidence, but
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, Hungry,
All right.
and say that was a beautiful tribute.
Dang, I thought about it really hard.
Yeah, I really liked everything, everything about the song, everything about all the different tracks that I listened to, and I love that every song, the band name, and like the album was just one word. Like I don't know, I just think that's really cool when bands like do that. It's kind of like, this has nothing to do with style, the same style, but how the Jesus Lizard, all their albums are just 4-letter words. It's just something that I like from a weird, I don't know, I guess some sort of, I'm fucked up in the head, I guess, and I like patterns like that. So no, it was really cool, and learning that it was one dude instead of like a group of guys or gals was quite the revelation. So kudos.
Yeah, very fun track. Let's get to our next one. This is from a Romanian band from Bucharest, a band called Eyedrops, with a Romanian-sounding title for the song.
Nope, say it,
Nope.
pronounce it.
No,
Please say it.
zburăm. There you go.
We can't correct you, so you nailed it.
Sounds right.
Se trag obloanele ca să zburăm. Deschide poarta, lumina la fel. Ascunde harta, vreau să mă pierd. Răsare soarele, noi tot nu plecăm. Se trag obloanele ca să zburăm. Deschide poarta, lumina la fel. Ascunde harta, vreau să mă pierd.
So I found this one. I'm not even sure how I found it. If it just was like one of the ones that I always like keep refreshing on the Bandcamp page for like new releases, just to see like what pops up in the next 5 seconds, and then I'll just click on those. It's like it has nothing to do with style or anything like that. It's just like, okay, it was a random moment where they just submitted this song and they uploaded it, and I refreshed at the exact moment that it was the first pick, and that's what I found. But I really liked it. It kind of reminds me of Paul Simon in a lot of ways, not necessarily. I mean, I have no idea about the lyrics because they're all in Romanian, and I don't know what he's saying in all of it. Hopefully it's all good stuff. But the guitar work is really nice. It's really clean, and they have kind of 2 vocalists that come in, and it's just well put together. It's a good kind of pop rock song. So, Hungy, you must have liked this, right?
Yeah, I actually really did like it. But like you, I was like, I wonder what he's saying. So that'd be
You guys
good
didn't
to know.
Google Translate it?
No.
Were there lyrics
I
there
did.
to Google Translate?
No,
Yeah,
they weren't.
they're
I
actually,
noticed.
they're really cool, actually.
Oh, okay. Thank
Oh,
God.
damn. We messed up.
Yeah, like, it actually like works as just straight up poetry too. It's wonderful.
Oh,
I
what
would,
does it
I would
say?
highly recommend it. Say what?
What does it say? Do you have it in front of you?
Give me 10 seconds.
Okay. Well, Anil, what else
I
did you
will
like
say-
about this?
I really kind of randomly liked the or really liked the drum sound in this song. It's just this kind of like constant like booming kind of drum, and like it didn't change up or anything. There was like, I don't think there's any cymbals in the song, if I recall. It's all drum.
Yeah, I don't think so either, and I'm trying to think back. Yeah.
But it's not. It gave it it just gave it a bit of a different sound to me that I really liked. And the vocals, like you said, really nice, really clean. Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, I'm always in favor of Romanian bands. I have like a fascination with Romania. I mean, it started as a kid with like Dracula, of course, and but
Yeah.
I just like, I don't know, Romanian history is so fascinating. So
Didn't you go to Romania?
I've
years
never
back?
been to Romania. No,
Oh, for some reason I
unfortunately.
Where did you almost get stabbed in a
That was
park
in
you
the
s-
Czech Republic.
Oh, okay.
that was
Yeah,
Czech,
same
okay.
thing.
Yeah, I wasn't far enough east, but someday I'll get to Romania. It's a cool country.
Someday.
So,
Okay,
so Craig, you got lyrics on us.
Yeah, so here is basically the first stanza type of deal. So, how beautiful it is to fight when you cannot win. How useful it is to jump when you do not touch it. I want to drive without a break in the desert, and tomorrow I do not know it yet. I was once the ones who came. I was once those who thought that the world is theirs. Here begins all. What a distant dream, and what a beautiful dream.
That is good. And I imagine that some of the poetry is lost via Google Translate, but that still sounds pretty good.
Probably, yeah.
Probably a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Just the first couple of lines were really cool. But I will say this music and everything was not what I was expecting when I saw that they were from Romania.
What did you expect from Romanians?
I was either expecting something more like more like Romanian folk stuff, like kind of like maybe something like with a Beirut feel, like his first few albums, something like that, or death metal. But obviously, I saw the artwork and everything. I'm like, well, this isn't going to be that.
But no,
that is true.
Metal album with that cover.
If it's from Eastern Europe on Bandcamp, my first guess is like that's gonna be metal, right?
It's going to be fascist metal, pro-fascist metal. But no, this was gorgeous. The music, the singing, like I said, the album artwork. Like this is the reason why I love our show. Like, there's obviously a 0% chance that we would ever hear this at any point in our lives without doing something like this. And it's even crazier that you just didn't even like. Most of the time, we'll look for specific styles and find artists that way. But you one-upped it and like just kept on figuring out what's the literal last album that was ever put on Bandcamp at this moment, and there it is.
And you listeners too now have heard this track that you've never heard elsewhere. So go to the website, download. It's free to download.
So like I said earlier, like if I'm forced to listen to vaporwave tracks that all sound like they're coming from the same AI program,
Forced, more like lucky.
It's worth it. But yeah, this is stunning, and yeah, I was actually really happy that I translated the lyrics because they're really beautiful as well. So I don't want to give you any credit, Ryan. All credit goes to Eyedrops and the universe for
and
dropping
Romania.
this.
Congratulations.
Yes, for dropping this into my lap, and no other person in this podcast had anything to do with it.
Fair enough.
Sounds right.
Let's take a look at our next track, which you're gonna have to help me with the pronunciation of this one, but it's a London-based singer called Soucis. Is that pronounced right?
I believe it's Soucis.
Soucis with her track Unchain.
Memories of you to savor my first steps on solid ground. I might need a hand from you. I might need a hand. I might need a hand. I might need a hand from you. I might need a hand from you.
So, Anya, you found this one, but let me start off with my notes. I thought that this song was a perfect introduction to this EP. It's a really great EP. I would listen to all the tracks. It's really, it's this well done pop music. It's really restrained. It has very kind of minimal music and instrumentation in the background, and it's very vocal focused, but it's also demonstrating just how great it could be by using what you have and using the abilities you have to make a song sound really big. Because if I just took out the instrumentation, it's kind of a small track. I mean, it's not like this isn't like a Beyonce type thing where there's going to be a massive band behind you, but with her vocal work, it really makes it seem like there's a lot more going on here. And I thought it was just a really great song and a great introduction to the EP. So why'd you pick this one, Otto?
Kind of for the same reasons that you just said. She's doing a lot of really cool things with her vocals, like a lot of layering and harmonizing with herself, and just making it, like you said, making it sound like there's more there. It kind of gave me a vibe of when I first heard like St. Vincent, that second album of hers. She does like a lot of very cool vocal stuff on that album too, and I was like, oh, this is very cool. Like just that you can do so much with just basically a guitar and vocals. And I had a really hard time picking. There's another song on there that it's in another language. Did you hear that one?
Yeah, but
that was a really good song too, which I would recommend to other people to listen.
It's a short listen too. The EP is only, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. So
yeah,
it's
only got like
sit
4
through the
songs.
whole thing. Yep.
Yeah, it was really good.
Well, how about you, Craig? What do you think?
All right. I feel terrible for about what I'm about to say. Because everything about this song and all the other tracks on the EP, I believe were created in a lab for me to enjoy. But I feel terrible for what I'm about to say. It's almost too slow and lackadaisical for it to like kind of pop for me.
Okay.
And like that track that Anahel was talking about, it's the last song on the EP. That to me was perfect. Like I loved that track, and I love Ryan's kids screaming in the background.
I'm just gonna cut all that out. Don't worry.
No, but it was just weird because it was a little too, like her voice was perfect. I really liked the music, but as a whole, I think it wasn't enough for me for those first 3 tracks of the EP. But the last track, I think it's Amami, is fantastic and wonderful, and I would definitely listen to that if you either think that you should have liked this more or really liked it. That last track to me is an absolute standout. So you chose the wrong song on
Apparently,
Hill, and now you made me feel bad for saying bad stuff about this because it's not bad, but it's all your fault. Like with most things in life.
things are.
Whenever something goes bad in my life, I'm like, Hungy!
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, most of my life, I could actually link back to Hungy doing something bad, so, it probably was his fault.
Well, your life was perfect until you met him like 30 years ago.
It's
Yeah.
true. My
12-year-old Ryan can go back.
6 and 7-year-old life, was going well. Then Hungy derailed all that.
Deranged.
Let's go to our next track, which is also from a UK act, but from Leeds. It's a band called Possum with their track Downer. So this is not at all like the last UK track. This is kind of messy, noisy, Midwest emo type of stuff. I always have a soft spot for this kind of song, and the fact that there's still people making it right now in Leeds, of all places, is kind of fun to me. So, Craig, you gotta like this, right? I mean, you're a Midwest guy.
Let me guess. Craig loved this song.
Greg? Yes.
Did you love it or not?
So I'm gonna bury the lead for a second here because this track was quite the ride. Like every new layer that added to it, like just was kind of like a little disjointed and kind of like a surprise. And it was definitely something that I needed to listen to a few times to kind of get those transitions. But once I got there, I fully got there. Like I liked that, like it initially kind of like started off like there's this 80s college rock song, like kind of like Replacements or like early REM type of vibe to it, and then it added a layer of like 90s indie music with like Pavement and those types of bands, and then it hit, like Ryan was saying, the early 2000s emo to put together something very nostalgic and super fresh at the same time. And did you listen to the other band on the split single too?
I did, yeah. Yeah, it is like a split EP. This is on.
Yeah, I thought they were pretty good too. It would have been kind of an interesting concept that you should do next time if you find a split single to put both bands on the show. But put that in the notes.
Right.
But no, I really liked it on Hill. So
Anna, you also liked it, right?
1 point for me.
This is not your type of music, I don't think, but maybe it is.
Oh yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, from the moment the guitars kicked in, I was like, no, I like this song. And then the vocals kicked in, and I was sold.
I didn't take you for an emo guy.
no, I would have assumed that the vocals would have turned you off.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh no! I definitely like this type of music.
because they weren't like British and singing about
female.
Prague stuff.
Is that what they sing about in Britain?
Yeah, that's It's usually about the sun, I think.
Oh, did you say Prague? I thought you said
Yeah.
frog.
Yes.
Wouldn't frog music
we
be
know
from
on
France?
Hill that noted,
His
I
love of
forgot the
frogs.
scientific name for frogs. It's like Leptoderus or something like that.
All right,
Lover,
nerd.
leptophile. He's a leptophile. Somebody will correct me.
Yeah.
Nobody will correct me
one
on that.
correct
If
me.
any of our listeners correct me on this, fuck you.
Yeah.
But
I'm just
also,
impressed
thank
that
you for
there's,
listening.
There's an emo revival. I mean, it's been going on for a while now. I don't know, like 5 years at this point. But now it just seems like every style of music that it gets like cliche and dumb. Eventually it just comes back, and then it's just perfectly fine. It's kind of like Vaporwave, where it's just, hey, here was some really synthetic sounding pop music from the 80s, but now it's lost all that context, and now it's just this thing, and you can listen to it, and it's not going to be popular.
Thank God it's back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly what you said.
So when are we going to get a ska revival? When's it
If
coming?
there's a ska revival
Wow,
and we
that's a
put
good
ska
question.
on this show, I'm quitting. I'm never doing another episode. and
Oh, you
I'm
know
never
what me and
talking
Ryan are
about
doing next
another
time.
song again. So you know how to get me off of this thing.
Oh. Well,
Nobody likes ska. Nobody liked ska when everybody liked ska.
I'm pretty sure someone must. I mean, I still
was
see
just
like
like-
Big Bad Voodoo Daddies are still playing festivals and stuff.
Yeah, like I was just gonna say, it was just like the swing revival. Nobody liked that, but
Yeah,
everybody
that was
did
a
it because
weird time.
everybody's like, I think we're supposed to like this because it's on MTV. So they dressed up in like zoot suits and went to swing clubs and learned how to swing dance. And then like 4 days later, everybody looked at each other and like,
What are we
what
wearing?
the fuck did we just do? And nobody's heard swing music since.
I really liked the swing music thing where it was really big. I found with like people were in like very Christian communities. And I thought,
you're right.
huh, like, you know, this music was kind of not
Racy.
very Christian oriented when it came out, but now, of course, again, because it is taken out of its context, now it just looks like it's old timey. It's
Yeah.
okay for, you know,
From a simpler
you know,
time.
Christian kids to dance to it.
And they dance really fast, so you can accidentally like brush up against the sexy bits without a chaperone noticing, right?
Right.
I don't know. I've never danced with a woman.
You've somehow never had sex, even though you have 2 children.
It's a very strange situation, yes. Speaking of strange situations, let's get to our last track. This is one
Nailed
from
it.
a Portland band, Portland, Oregon band by the name of Savila with their song Fantasia. Anna, you found this one. Tell us about it.
No.
Okay, I'll tell you about it. This is an awesome song. This is like a great... I don't know how you found this or if you just randomly came across this, but it seems like they're a bigger band, so you might have heard it elsewhere, or maybe you saw it on some music blog, but it's got this great kind of tropical, smooth, jazzy, but modern feel to it. This is my kind of jam. Just like the Claudette song that was it Claudette?
Yes.
Yeah, from a couple weeks ago. You know, this is kind of within that realm, but this is a little more modern. I think it's not just trying to play up the kind of retro sounds of bossa nova and tropical music, things like that. So if you have nothing else to say, I'm going to pass it to Craig.
No, I'll say something. It's got it's very like Latin flavor. Kind of got some cumbia beats in it.
That's what they said. I didn't quite pick up on the cumbia, but
It's in there.
they say so.
It's in there.
Okay.
I'm gonna default to the Mexican American on this one.
I'm pretty
And,
sure Anna
was-
is
was
the most
totally
not
wrong.
cumbia listening guy I know.
I don't care. I'm
Okay,
gonna
you
trust
guys are making
him
some
over you.
crazy judgments about my musical taste today. I don't know what's
Yeah,
going
well.
on. I like more than prog, goddammit.
Do you though?
No.
I like Cumbia Prague.
Whoa! Could you imagine? That'd be awesome.
It's coming. Someone's going to do it, or someone has done it.
Yeah, someone has done it. I'm sure. But I liked it just because it had had like a Latin flavor to it, but it also had this kind of modern sensibility going on as well. The guitar playing is really good. There's only 3 people in the band, so they're doing a lot with just drums, a vocalist, and a guitar player. But I really liked it. And I watched some live videos of them. And the singer does this really cool thing where she sometimes will just kind of like take a knee on the stage and just kind of like sing on her knees, like on one knee. It's pretty cool looking.
I'm gonna assume it's to protest the state of
something.
treatment of minorities by police.
Sure, that's probably what it is.
Oh, is that what it is?
Is that what is?
I'm just, I didn't know what taking a knee is like beyond the national anthem. It's something people are doing just in like out in public kind of stuff.
Oh, no, I don't. I think that's specific just for the national anthem. I don't know if everybody, like, if you bend down to tie your shoe and go to one knee, you're like, fuck
Make
the
a
police.
Yeah. Well, how about you, Craig? What'd you think of this?
So it's funny. It's most of my initial impressions on all these songs are based off of the cover art, really, or where they were recording from. And so, like, the cover art before the music started playing, I made, like, this horrible snap judgment. Because, like, the picture quality wasn't the greatest, and it was kind of small on my screen. And I just assumed they were, like, white hipsters. And I just had this awful feeling of dread. And then the music started, and I looked closer at the pic, and I realized that they were Mexican. And I was extremely relieved, and the music was amazing. Like you were saying, the vocals are unbelievable. And I liked how... musically it was just light and bouncing and tight, and it was like really well recorded, but then the start and finish of some tracks had like these kind of more lo-fi touches, or like them just like discussing either the song that they just played or about to play or whatever, and then it just gave it this feeling of everybody at just a gathering, and they just picked up their instruments and just started singing and playing and everything. And it was like, that was just a really neat touch because it just went so well with the style of music and everything. So, it was fantastic, and I'm just glad that it wasn't a hipster band that was doing what I just assume all Portland bands are doing now.
Well, I assume they are hipsters, but but I guess they might have a little
Maybe
more
a little
authenticity to their hipsterism.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main thing that I was glad about, and also that
I have a family in Portland, so I feel like the next time I go, I'm gonna have to see if they're playing, because I would really enjoy seeing them live.
Yeah, I noticed. I always like when I see on the Bandcamp page when they list the shows. I'm like, oh man, are they going to be here? They playing Santa Rosa? Nope. No. So I won't see them.
Are they playing San Francisco? No.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to see them. They play San Francisco either. I'm like, oh, I got to drive to the city.
What's the
babysitter?
time? How long?
Especially if it's like show starts at 9, which really means it starts at 10:30, and I'll be out asleep by that point. So.
Yeah, no, that's I feel you on that one.
Well, how long does it take you to get there?
If there's no traffic, like 45 minutes.
Well, that's not too bad.
No, it's not bad. I mean, I could always take the train too and just get off at the ferry if I don't want to drive at all. But again, I'm old. I'd rather just be home watching YouTube videos or playing with my kids.
Yeah, just watch YouTube videos of the band that's playing at the time instead of going to see them.
Exactly. I just sat through. I watched the entire Aphex Twin at Coachella set, from this year, and I was like, wow, this is like way better than actually being there, because the recording quality is better. I don't have to be around a bunch of people being all sweaty.
I would hate to be
It's not
at
130 degrees out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would just hate being around those people.
Yeah. In fact, sometimes they do pick up what people are saying, and I'm like, ugh, just shut up, people. Yes, I know it's great. It's Aphex Twin. Yeah, I know you recognize the song. We all recognize the song, you dummy. Anyway, speaking of good songs, let's find out what our best in show is here. So, Craig, of these 7 fine tracks that I thought you were going to tear into a lot more of these than you did, which one is your best in show?
He's getting soft. He's a father now.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
He's got to talk about the weather and love music.
Yes.
Getting soft about everything but fucking Vaporwave. So you'll be surprised to find out. No.
One day it'll happen.
Oh, yeah. One day you'll play a Vaporwave song that I almost enjoy.
Simpsons Wave.
No, for me, I can't pick an actual winner because it's going to be a tie between the Eyedrops song or Savila. So apparently this episode, if you did not sing in English, you win. But no, those 2 tracks were fantastic, and I liked them quite a bit.
Well, you got to pick one. This isn't frickin' soccer, all right?
No, it ended in a 0-0 tie.
All right, Arnell, swoop in and save him here.
Ooh, this is a tough one. I really liked...
Thank you for saving
I get to see you going, like, shuffling your notes, like you're counting up the score right now. Like, make sure this is academic.
Like the Letterman bit, he's just...
let's see. I kind of just... In
conclusion, Libya is a land of contrast.
Just kind of as a fuck you to you guys, I'm going to say Possum. because I actually really did like that song a lot. And fuck you for not thinking it or for thinking I didn't like it.
Oh, well, good. There you go, Possum. You got a fan.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to go with Eyedrops just because. There's a lot of great tracks here, but I really like that song, and if it gets half a vote from Craig and 1 vote for me, that makes it the winner of.
Nope.
episode.
I'm changing my mind now. Sevilla wins.
All right.
So
Well, because
it's a
I'm
1
the best
to 1
person
to
around,
1 tie.
it still wins. So.
Soccer, baby, 3-way tie.
All
Wait,
right,
are there
folks.
3 teams that play in soccer at one time?
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a
There
fun
are.
game.
I don't know much about sports, I guess.
Yeah, you don't. Just like you don't know much about Cumbia
History
and
or-
Cumbia.
Midwest emo.
Don't know much biology.
Oh, very good.
Thank you.
I enjoyed that.
All right, folks.
R.I.P.
So, as the music plays us out here, make sure you go to our Twitter, Vizaural Music. Go email us some songs, vizuralmusic@gmail.com. Go to vizaural.music.blog to get all the track links and all that good stuff. And until we see you next time.
Oh, wait.
Yep.
You forgot to say like and subscribe on, is it now just Apple Podcasts? Is that what it's called? Or
that is
Google
true.
Podcasts or whatever. And leave us a review if you want. Apparently we've got a couple. So that's good news. We're just a couple million reviews away from making money. So
Yep.
let's do this, guys. Let's
Soon
do
we'll
this.
start up our Patreon grift, and we'll find some way to grift our way into your hearts.
Yeah, watch the Throne serial.
Wait, what?
Serial.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I
thought
thought
like
you were
the
talking
food?
about the breakfast thing, not the podcast.
All right, so until next time, folks.
Bye-bye.